thank you for doing this interview with us. We are from Rootstein.
Yes, of course I know Roots Time, yeah.
And we have about 200,000 people every month that come to visit us. So do your best.
Okay. No stress.
No stress. You know that you are here. That you're here. You said it that you are in Hoekrok in Belgium. You know Belgium?
I hope so.
I hope so, because we are very favorite for our chocolates.
Oh yeah,
waffles,
oh my goodness, absolutely.
Our
Yes.
waffles and delicious beers, but
Absolutely.
try not to drink them all together. So, but why did you choose in 1998 for Prague and not for Brussels? We have so much to offer.
Because nobody invited me to Brussels. What happened was I was living in Seoul, South Korea.
Because she is from Philadelphia.
Exactly, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
And she moved to Prague.
Yes, absolutely. So in '94, I was living in Seoul, South Korea, and I was there for 3 years when I decided I wanted to move from Asia. I had traveled throughout, and I wanted to continue what I was doing in another part of the world. I thought I was going to work and travel that area and then move to another area, work and travel that area.
At that time you were already singing.
I was actually acting. So what happens is I grew up in church. Singing was just a part of my life. It was just what we did. I sang in church on Sunday, but I also went to a Christian school. So I also sang Monday through Friday at Christian school. And then even when I went to high school, at a public high school, I sang in a gospel choir. And then when I went to university, I sang in a gospel choir.
Is that important for you, singing in a group with other people?
And that was just that's how I came to music.
Oh yeah.
As I was singing alto, so I was between the sopranos and the tenors and the basses. So music for me is about being in harmony, being in unison, and connecting, and it being a shared communal experience that expresses something higher and more beautiful than we could experience on our own. Something magnified because we come together. And so that was my experience. But I didn't have that when I moved to Korea, and I had left that. I was acting in Korea. And so I moved to Prague because, like I said, I wanted to travel the area. So Central Europe, centrally located. And I took one look at the city of 100 spires and realized it's the heart of Europe. So I could be anchored there and travel throughout all of Europe. And I didn't come to Belgium until I want to say 2018,
so nice
maybe.
People, so beautiful.
If I had known how wonderful the people are. I mean, I knew about the chocolate. That's clear. I can Neuhaus, Godiva, the list goes on. I know the chocolates even from my childhood in Philadelphia. And of course the waffles as well. And the beer I didn't discover until much, much later. But yeah, there's a lot to discover and keep coming back for.
When I ask you to name some Belgian artists, it's a difficult question, I think.
I'm so blessed that I recognize the artists that are here today. I've met some great artists here today.
We have a few, yeah.
And of course the Blues Bones, I cannot forget them because yes,
Nico,
absolutely.
Nico,
Nico de Kock, and yes. So I know them, and I look forward to discovering more Belgian bands as I play more festivals, and I get to meet more fine blues lovers and people who understand that the blues are the roots.
So until today, you're still staying in Prague.
That's right. So that means I can come up and be here in Belgium very easily and connect with you again.
Smart.
Great audience, fun, kind, people who are filled with positive energy. So I always love playing for that
your
type of audience.
Your friends and your family, you left in Philadelphia. How did they react? So,
well, I've lived outside of the United States now for 28 years. I've spent the majority of my life outside of the United States, and so my friends and family, they've stopped asking a long time ago if I'm coming back. The longer I'm outside of America, the more I realize that there are great opportunities, not just in the United States.
No, you're saying that there are big difference between the public here and or the music lovers in the States and in Europe.
Well, I left the States when I was just 21 years old.
Oh.
So I wasn't playing blues clubs when I was, I really wasn't. I was underage. So, my adult life began really when I moved abroad, because as soon as I graduated, I went abroad. So my experience with performing the blues and being in front of blues audiences really is based on my time here in Europe. My musical roots come from the church. So, for example, people are saying, "Oh, you remind me of Aretha Franklin." Well, that's where I met the blues. I met the blues in church. And like Ray Charles said, you sing "Oh Lord" on Sunday morning, but Saturday night it was "Oh Baby" the night before. Same musicians. Where I come from, they were the same musicians. Because music is music. It's only people who separate and divide into genres.
In a way, you're saying that you were destined to become a musician?
That's so funny that you say that, because I come from theater, because that's what I studied in school. And what's really interesting is when I moved to Prague, someone asked me if I sing. And because I had grown up singing, I went and I sang. But every single time I sing a note, it's coming from telling a story. Here is a story, let me breathe life into it. And then I take voice lessons so that my body can express the story and the emotion and the humanity that's in that story, that connects with all of us. So that's where I'm coming from musically.
And now they are calling you the Blues Queen.
Ah, my goodness, yeah, that's quite the blessing, because
you must be. It must have done something with you. No,
what it does is it makes me very humble, because in my family, I'm the actress. My sister is the one with the voice.
Oy.
My sister is the one with the voice. So I'm the student. And so I never studied formally. I don't have a degree in music. I didn't go to any lessons. I studied privately. So anytime I get any praise, I go back to my teacher and I say, "It's working. Thank you so very much for teaching me." I studied with an opera singer. And so she just teaches me how to connect with my instrument. And before I went on stage today, I just said my intention is to use the gift that God gave me to the best of my ability. That's all. That's it. That's all I do. And I just hope that it connects with other people, because it's coming from my spirit to other people's spirit. And that's what I believe the blues is.
Yeah. What are your musical influences? I think it's Philadelphia.
Goodness,
The Philly sound.
Yeah.
We all know that's Philadelphia.
So I was talking to the artist who's on stage right now, and that's what he's saying. He was naming songs from Philadelphia, and he mentioned Gamble and Huff, and I play all original music. And I have a show that's, my current show is, as far as we just did 80 minutes here, it can go as far as 2 times 50 minutes, and it's all original music from 2 different albums. And I have one cover song, and it's from Philadelphia. It's Love Train. It's Gamble and Huff. It comes right out of the 70s. It's out of my childhood. It's what was playing in the streets, and it's exactly what I want to give and leave with people. People all over the world join in. Start a love train. A love train.
You have been in the studio in 2012 with Charlie Slavic.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only recording or CD or...
There is another one from when I started with another band, and that was in 2010. And that actually is very special, because that was where I was a guest. So there was an established band and I was a guest, and I wrote the lyrics to that song, to those songs on that CD, for all except for one. And then with 2012, The Blues Keeps You Alive, that was all except for one cover again, all the lyrics that I wrote, but also all the melodies that I wrote. And then the song I Don't Miss You was the first time I ever had an experience of writing the full song. Lyrics, melody, hearing the harmonies, and then explaining it to the band. So it was really about artistic development and expression.
But then we have to wait till 2018 for your single.
Yes, exactly. That's the reason why it's called Long Time. Exactly.
With the right name, Long Time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was actually inspired because I was on tour in 2015, and the tour was wrapping up. And Charlie was putting on Facebook, "Ooh, we have this nice compartment on a train." And people were commenting on Facebook, "Ooh, that's so nice." And I was thinking, if they only knew how long it took for us to put this tour together, and literally the times we got up early in the morning and got home late at night. And so it was really an example of something that took a long time and a long time to get there.
Because I saw the single on YouTube. It was very nice, very good. So we are waiting for a real album, please.
Oh, exactly. Well, that was, everybody can talk about things that were very difficult from COVID, but I really, that's the blues.
You may not
something.
use COVID. You must do it.
Well, no, listen. What I'm saying is that every one of us had negative impacts from COVID, but we also had a choice to say, I'm not going to let this break me. I'm going to let this make me. And so when we were locked in, I was writing new music. And that's the music that you heard me perform today. And so now that we've took it out on the road, we've toured it, now it's time for me to record it.
Your album is coming out.
My album is coming out. My producer Steve Walsh said, before I let you go back in the studio, I want you to take it to the people. I want you to get the response of the people, and we'll record according to what the people like. And so that's what we're going to do.
I saw something, new single, new show, new
music video. That's right.
A new Juwana Jenkins.
Yeah.
What must we
expect?
Think with that.
What's new is me really having the confidence and the ownership to go, you know what? This is my vision. These are my words. These are my stories. This is how I want to present the music. This is the experience I want to have. Now, would you please help me do that? This is the vision, but I trust you. You are more musically advanced than I am. You're more musically developed. This is my voice. Now help me to express it and amplify it. So it's a very different. Yes, absolutely. It's a very different approach than anything I had ever done before 2018.
More plans for the future, or more things that you want to do?
Yes.
Because, like I said, always everybody has a bucket list.
Yeah, exactly.
Things that you once want to do in your life. Things maybe for you to perform or to do it. What's on your list, or on your open? What are your open items?
Oh my goodness, my open items.
Not all, but a few.
All right. Well.
As musician.
Right.
Not to find a good man, I know, but.
There are major blues festivals with blues lovers that I would love to play.
Here in Europe or both?
In Europe, there's Blues in Hell and Notre Dame.
We have been in Blues in Hell.
All the greats. I've had the joy of playing at Slovalki and Uiten, and now I've played here, and really great places. And my heart, my bucket list is just to play bigger stages for more audiences, to be able to bring that Philadelphia blues-inspired sound to more people. I started my life abroad with a Fulbright, and that's sponsored by the American government as a cultural ambassador. That's how I started my life abroad, and that's how I see my connection with my music. I come from America. I was raised on it. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't understand it. It was just there around, and it was all that I knew. And then I come to Europe, and people study it. They love it. They follow it. 200,000 people go to websites. And so to recognize and respect and to honor the things that I've just been given from where I was born and that are just in me, it's about it coming out and sharing it with other people to connect. It doesn't matter the age, the race, the nation, the nationality. Everybody's got the blues.
You're now living in the Czech Republic. Are you not afraid because all the things that are happening around you? There's a war going on in Ukraine. The Russians are doing bad things. You are not worried?
Well,
you don't feel that when you're living in your town there?
Well, the thing about it is that I grew up in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia does not have a reputation for being the safest place. So you can imagine. Exactly. So there was one time where Philadelphia was the African American murder capital of the United States. So people have asked me all the time. I've always said I've always felt very safe in the Czech Republic. I felt safe in the streets of Prague. I've finished a concert 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I could walk home
Yeah,
and
that's
not
great.
think anything of it. That's not a privilege that I had in Philadelphia, even though I grew up in a very nice neighborhood.
I don't think that you have to be afraid here in Europe. No, no.
Then you understand what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yes,
And the
that's-
issue is safety is something that we should take for granted, that not everybody has that privilege to
No.
do. So, the blues are very much alive and well in many sections, and there are people who are suffering all over the world, and now it's part of the European experience again in the 21st century. But I'm very blessed in the Czech Republic to
A
feel,
few
have what I have.
questions to finish. Juwana, what are you doing outside music? Have you,
Outside music,
yeah,
oh my
have
goodness.
you also personal, what we call hobbies or things that you like to do?
Well, I always say when people ask me, I communicate with or without music. So when I'm not singing, I actually am teaching university. So I teach my field is communications. So I teach at an international university, and I teach students the things that I had to learn the hard way. I teach things like stress management, time management, public speaking, professional development. And
Very
then when
busy.
exactly. When I'm not with them, I do corporate training also for soft skills, and I also do corporate coaching. So when I'm on stage, I'm using what I know from my business life, and when I'm off stage, I'm using what I know from stage to help my students and to help the people who are in the corporate sector to be able to better communicate and connect with other people
other
on a
side.
human level.
Yeah, the other side of Juwana.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very great.
Yeah.
I have a last question.
Yeah.
If you could, what would you do another way? What would you do over again? Or what would you
What would I
different?
do over again? What would I do different?
You
know what?
came to
Yeah.
Europe. If you look back,
It's not really, they always say, oh, I have no regrets, I wouldn't do anything differently. What I would do differently is I would learn to ask for help earlier.
from the beginning.
I would be more humble, and when I hit a wall, I would know that I don't need to suffer, that suffering is a choice. There are good, kind, caring, supportive, loving people. And if I just said, I don't know how, would you please help me? Or would you connect me with someone who could help me? That's what I would definitely
You didn't
change.
do that before, no.
No, I thought I
Not
had to
enough.
know everything and do everything on my own, and that if I didn't, I wasn't smart or I wasn't hardworking enough. And so to realize that I can connect and say, would you please help me? I'm ready and willing to learn. Would you please show me how?
Okay, Juwana, that were my questions. Thank you for the show. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your roots time. Thank you a lot. Thank you.
Thank you for your great questions
Thank you.
and able to share.
Okay,